It's Guido coming at you with, well, fellas, the perfect game. Not completely the perfect game, but in an imperfect world, it's as perfect a game as a game can get. So let's get to it. I am in the Object 752 on Himmel's Lakeville Dorf, and you may know that Lakeville has turned into the Valley meta. Who would have thought 2 years ago, even a year ago, that the Valley meta on Lakeville would be the preferred go-to meta for most players? I can't believe it. But I loaded in, and I'm not very smart, so I just went for the old meta. I'm going into the city where I think, or thought, or still think, or don't think. I don't know. I have no idea. Look how many people are going into the Valley, fellas. I don't know what to do with this meta. Do I just go with the flow, dudes? Do I just go with the flow? I always want to do well. I always want to go to the places that are required to win the battle, to be that guy. And it hasn't worked out very well for me lately. So I had this game, and I may have had a bit of an epiphany, all right? I know, it's not how you say it. Don't worry about it. I just make things up. I had a bit of a light bulb moment. You will note that I'm turning around, because there are no people going into the city, and my old city meta it's so outdated. You know what I'm saying? It's so 2021. It's from back in the good old COVID days, or the bad old COVID days. It's all Lakeville meta, dudes. If you're going to run the perfect game, like I'm about to show you, and I'm currently in the process of, these are the kinds of things that you're going to have to do to change your mind, change your meta, change your outlook on the game. Because what you're doing, trying to get out there, go to important places and take damage, that's not very useful in today's game, fellas. If you're going to run the perfect game, then, alright, so there's a little, that's kind of a reason why it's not a perfect game. I did take some damage. I was attempting to not take any damage. In a perfect game, you wouldn't take any. So that's why I'm saying it's as close to perfect as you can get, but not quite. So there's one example. So I went into the town, and I figured that's the meta, that's the place to go. But I am incorrect. The meta is the Valley push, fellers. Check it out. We are on an absolute train of wreckage. A wreckage train. Get on the pain train, fellas. So if you're going to run a perfect game, one thing you have to do is drive around aimlessly. That's the best plan at the beginning anyway, and sort of kind of look for your opening, right? You're going to run a perfect game. I'm looking for that. I'm back there. I'm the running back. I'm looking for the hole to develop. I'm one of these guys that prances around and kind of pushes the back of the lineman and then looks this way, looks that way, and then I'm going to go right through the hole that the linemen have created. Here I come to save the day. So far, absolutely a perfect game. And you may have caught on at this point. Maybe you know my definition of a perfect game. But if you just check out the bottom left over here, I think you're going to see what I'm talking about. 0, 0, 0. Minimum effort has been expended in this game. And now, you don't always... I talked about a perfect game as perfect as, a human can have. I do make a couple mistakes. I did get hit, so that did cost me a few credits on repair. And now I'm going to cost myself a few credits here in just a moment on buying some shells that I really didn't need to buy, right? I'm like, oh, I'll just shoot this guy. I shouldn't have done that. But the good news is, the RNG gods have preserved my perfect game twice in a row with one ricochet and one miss. And check it out, my friends. If you are going to have a perfect game, if you're going to do as well on Lakeville as I am doing right now, there is a final piece of the puzzle, and that is what you're seeing now. Grabbing up the cap, my friends. Cap points. And look, at least it wasn't a perfect recording. I can't do everything perfectly. Shout out to the ST1 Angry Chuck, who got off the cap and allowed me then to have all the cap points, which is going to cap off an absolutely perfect Lakeville game. I gave him the head fake into the town, turned back around, right? So went one way, do the reverse in the backfield. Here comes the wide receiver with the ball the other way. Little prancing around, make a couple guys miss. One guy didn't miss, but he didn't tackle me, right? I took a hit and I shrugged him off, a little stiff arm to the T62, and then right up the middle of the Valley gut, just right up the gut. Perfect game, my friends. 0 damage done, 0 blocked, and 0 assist. Only marred by the fact that I did have to shake off the 1 tackler, and for some reason I decided I needed to shoot when I really didn't need to. Right? So that's wasted effort. I just shot randomly in there. Wasted effort, really, at the end of the day, taking a couple shots in there when I'm just running the perfect game. And I'm telling you, fellas, when you are on my level, in this game, I just wanted you to see the victory come up there. When you are on my level, this is the kind of gameplay that you can aspire to. All right? So what I want you to take away from this is hang out in the back, right? Go back and forth across the red line a couple times. Pay attention to what your team is, not too much, right? Because you're the genius, you're the general. Don't pay too much attention, but just enough to use them as meat shields. Allow that push through the valley to start to develop. And then you can burst of speed through the valley right onto the cap and grab yourself 100 cap points, 0 damage, 0 bounced, and 0 assist. And you too. Now look, it's going to take you some time to get to this level, all right? Let's be honest. Nobody's quite this good. Nobody's going to get the perfect game like this all the time. But if you aspire to come up with a perfect game like this, these are the kinds of things that you're going to need to learn how to do in World of Tanks, all right? So get on my level, learn how to play a perfect game. And if you get one, send me in the replay, because I love to see amazing gameplay like this, where all the pieces come together. And this one is for the record books, fellas. This one is for the record books. Thanks for coming along on my ride, my personal journey after 100,000 battles to achieve the perfect game, or as near perfect as a mere mortal such as myself can get, but probably not something you can do, all right? So don't kid yourself. Difficult to get to this level, but it's something to aspire to. All right, fellas, have a good one. We will see ya.